बोलिए सद्गुरु महाराज जी की जय, सच्चे दरबार की जय. Today we present weekly Satsang from Akhand Gyan from the monthly magazine of Divya Jyoti Jagati Sansthan, and it is inspired by His Holiness Shri Ashutosh Maharaj ji. This article is taken from December 2011. Our today's topic is Disciple is equal to discipline. We all know that God is perfect, and in order to make His children also perfect, He manifests in the form of a perfect master from time to time. Yes, that's the aim of a perfect master, to remove all the weaknesses and wrongs residing in his disciple and lead him to his real goal, which is perfection. And for the achievement of this goal comes in the role of a very crucial factor, discipline. Just tally the two words, disciple and discipline. So very similar they are, aren't they? The latter absorbs in itself the former. In fact, the bigger truth is that it's not just the spellings which are almost similar, but the two entities are actually the reflection of each other. Without discipline, a disciple cannot be, and vice versa, because it is discipline which makes someone a disciple in the real sense, and it is a disciple who gives the real honor to the very word by living to its zenith. Verily, the two can be said to be synonyms to each other, two sides of the same coin. However, generally, when it comes to becoming disciplined in life, several misinterpretations tend to crop up. Many people wrongly project the term, equating it to a kind of punishment or torture. They relate it to a military discipline with strict rules and regulations that snatches away coolness from life and makes it stressful and torturous. Once, some youngsters were asked to express their views on discipline, that whether they would want it in their life or not. Their unanimous reply was, "Oh, keep that stick away. We want to live life freely, in our own way." They intended to say that disciplining one's life means arresting one's freedom. But that's not true. That's the distorted image. In real picture, discipline does not pose itself as a jail meant to be imprison someone's freedom. Instead, it is a valuable phenomenon to lead to the real freedom in life, freedom from the slavery of mind. One needs wisdom to understand discipline in the true sense. It is due to the lack of wisdom only discipline takes the form of punishment or torture. This can be clearly understood through the muscle philosophy. Building discipline is just like building muscles. The more you train your muscles by lifting weights, the stronger you become. However, this does not mean that in the name of building your muscles, you go crazy and try to lift weights that you cannot budge. It will not make you strong. Instead, you may rupture your tissues. The muscular strength differs from individual to individual. You must start with the weights which fall within your ability. Thereafter, go on increasing your limit gradually. Same goes with building discipline in one's life. Setting two tough dimensions for yourself and trying to attain them in one go, that is not discipline. Rather, it is a torture. If you can lift 12 pounds in the beginning, start with 12 pounds. If you aim at lifting 20 pounds in the very first time, it's foolishness. Start with realistic goals and keep progressing. You don't have to compare yourself with others. To think that the other person can do so much and so you should also try to imitate him is no wisdom. As said earlier, in this way you may rupture your tissues. It is due to the immaturity that discipline becomes a punishment for you. But how to develop this wisdom to be able to understand discipline in the true sense? In this context, Yoganand Paramhans remarkably says, if you lack the wisdom to discern what is right, then tune yourself in within the wisdom of a wise man. Often what you think to be wisdom is not wisdom at all, but your own desire and karmic inclinations. That is why you should have a guru. Guru is one who is sent by God to free you. When you are in a tune with his wisdom, you find freedom. Otherwise, you remain a slave to your whims. A true disciple is one who seeks liberation by accepting the Guru's discipline. and who disciplines himself by the wisdom-guided instructions of the Guru. Hence, it becomes clear that discipline is not a punishment. Instead, it plays a crucial role in achieving freedom and attaining great heights in life. Otherwise, without discipline, our lives will go completely haywire. The following allegory tells why and how. It was a lovely evening. Children were playing in the park and enjoying, while Rohan was still caught in his study room, surrounded by books. He had his English examination the next day. His mother had strictly instructed him not to go play without finishing his work. "My friends have started playing, and I am still studying. Why doesn't mom let me go when I have told her that I will prepare for my exam at night?" Thinking thus, Rohan went to his father and uttered, "Papa, why is everyone after my life? In school, teachers gives us so many instructions in the name of discipline. When I come home, mom starts a chapter of discipline again. I hate this discipline. Can't it go away so that I can enjoy my life?" Father smiled and, holding his son's hand, took him on the terrace. He took out a kite and thread and asked Rohan to fly the kite. Rohan was a bit perplexed at his father's reaction, but thought that his father must be trying to change his mood. Not a bad option, he soliloquized. He tied the thread to the kite and gave it a swing. Soon the kite was flying high in the sky. However, at that moment, his father cut the string with the knife. In no time, the kite came down, falling from its great height. Rohan looked at his father with questioning eyes. His father too looked at him in surprise and said, "Oh, why did the kite fall down? I thought that the string is trying to hold the kite back and is not allowing it to fly higher and higher. Therefore, I immediately cut it in order to set the kite free. But instead of going up, it fell down." "Why?" Rohan could not answer what his father asked, but kept thinking. His father smiled and answered, "Dear son, what seemed to be curbing the flight of the kite was instead the source for the kite to attain heights. When the string was cut, the kite, though left absolutely free from the ties of the string, did not go up, because it was disconnected from its root. Rohan, this string is like discipline in life. If the string of discipline will be cut, you will never be able to attain great heights in life. You will never be able to fly high." Jim Rohn puts it very beautifully and crisply. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. So, discipline is important. It's important to attain great heights, not only materialistically in the outside world, but also spiritually in the inner world. However, there is a difference between two disciplines, the discipline of a worldly person and that of a disciple. In the outside world, discipline is imposed on us forcefully by others. For instance, as a child, we were often scolded for not washing our hands before having food, for not brushing our teeth before sleeping, etc. As a youth, we were again scolded for coming home late, for not informing parents about our whereabouts, etc. As a student, we followed the instructions of our teachers and professors and maintained discipline, out of fear or to impress them. Of course, we don't intend to say that these disciplines were wrong. Certainly, they were in our favor, to nurture good habits in us, but whatsoever, they were forcefully injected by others in our lives. However, it does not go the same way in case of a disciple. On the road of discipleship, disciple is not imposed from outside. Instead, it is absorbed from within. A disciple puts in his sincere most efforts to adopt the discipline of his beloved master in letter and spirit. He struggles with himself, fights with his weaknesses, and works over himself day and night to imbibe the commands of his master. Do you know why does he do that? Just for one thing, for the precious smile of his master. His master's happiness means life to him. It is the sole driving force behind all his efforts. And a day comes when every thought, every action, every breath of his guided by the discipline of his master. Certainly, It's not an easy fight for a disciple to shape himself in the discipline of his master, because his mind and weaknesses try to attack him every now and then. He needs to be thoroughly vigilant of the tricks of his mind and should constantly struggle with his weaknesses. If you are among the ones treading the path of discipleship after attaining divine knowledge from the perfect master, then you yourself must have realized this. For instance, out of the 4 commandments that our Guru Dev has given us, one is to meditate every day. Now we try to sit, but our mind comes into action. It provokes us again and again to get up from meditation, and a tussle begins between our mind and the discipline of the master. Who wins? It depends on us, our determination, our dedication, and our sincerity. The following analogy may prove to be inspirational in this regard. Suppose a wild animal, totally restless, is tied to a pole. Now, for sure, it will try its level best to break open the ties and set itself free. It will hit the pole, will make sounds, will be restless, just wanting to break the chain and run away. In such a case, if on seeing that the animal is restless and is trying to set itself free, you extend a helping hand and untie the chain, then, the animal will get what it wanted, which is freedom to create chaos around. The same is the story with our mind. It is like a wild animal. Now, when we try to tie the mind to the pole of the divine light, which is when we focus on the divine light, as revealed at the time of initiation into Brahmagyan, the mind also becomes restless on seeing its freedom getting curbed. It again and again tries to set itself free, as it disturbs you through plethora of thoughts. Under such circumstances, what do? Seeing the mind trying to set itself free, we break open the chain, which is why we get up from meditation and set the mind free. Of course, that is not the solution. Instead, if thoughts are coming, it means that the mind is attacking through its thoughts. Then let it try its tricks. You do not pay heed to it. Remain steadfast in your attempts to adopt the discipline of your master. Bring your focus again and again on the divine light. Soon you will find that the mind will be exhausted and will surrender on being unable to untie the chain. Remember, great men are not those who conquer others, but those who conquer themselves. Emphasizing the same, the Greek philosopher Plato said, "The first and the best victory is to conquer self." Also, don't forget that we are not alone on our way to become well-disciplined disciples of our Master. We have the biggest aid with us in the form of our Master's grace. By clubbing our diligent efforts with the divine grace of the Master, nothing can keep success away from us. With this, I'm ending the words. To listen to more such articles, please subscribe to our monthly magazine, Akhand Gyan, which is available in 3 languages, Hindi, English and Punjabi. You can also subscribe to this monthly magazine by clicking on the link mentioned in the description box. बोलिए सद्गुरु महाराज जी की जय, सच्चे दरबार की जय।